Have you ever wondered what it would feel like to have an older gal with you? Well, wonder no more, because in this video we'll be talking about the top 10 new romance anime where the older girl falls in love with the younger MC. Number 10, Chained Soldier.
大丈夫です。どうやってここが？
済ませないと動きが制限される。行くぞ。
え？
And what better way to start than by talking about slavery? We follow our boy Yuki Wakura, who is worried about living a boring and ordinary future, until one fateful day when Yuki is dragged inside the world of Mato, an alternate dimension filled with monsters. Long story short, this situation opened up many awesome doors for Yuki as he becomes part of an all-girls squad and loves blooms between him and the squad leader.
これは俺が。
そう組長。
ヒーローを目指す物語だ。
Chained Soldier is a classic fan service done right. The characters are the classic vanilla types, just like in any harem anime, but somehow it just hits different, if you know what I mean. Not to mention, it combines mystery and suspense along with erotic scenes and comedic bits, making the show a must-watch for anime fans. And I was surprised too that the action scenes started becoming so good while adding some solid animation. Number 9, Tonikawa Season 2.
どうしようか。
どうしようって？
いや、だからその二人きりだし。
あ、なるほど。
Moving to something a little more wholesome, in Tonikawa Season 2, Nasa and Tsukasa's love story moves forward as they overcome the challenges of being newlyweds and the fact their apartment burned down. As days go by, they can go on different adventures to strengthen their relationship even more. From adopting a cat to watching an impromptu romantic comedy show featuring NASA's former teacher.
それにいいアドバイスももらったし。
え、どの辺が？
愛情表現とか。
Tonikawa is heavily recommended for those times when you feel lonely and alone. With its diabetes-induced cuteness overload and heartwarming love-it moments, I mean, the drama here doesn't even make you scratch your head. It manages to stay cute. And it will absolutely make your heart run wild as you wish to have someone to love, not to mention the element of mystery with Tsukasa's life will also have you invested in the show. Everything just blends in perfectly. Number 8, Love is Indivisible by Twins.
こんな時間に2人で何やってんの？見慣れた制服の男女が仲良く歩いてるから誰だろうなって思ったらまさかルミとジュン君とはね。
What would you do if you're ever caught in a very complicated love triangle with twins? Because the next contender in this list is just about that. Love is Indivisible by Twins is about a complicated three-way rom-com situation between Jun Shirasaki and the Jinguji sisters. Everyone dreams of this situation, but certainly not with twins, making the Jinguji sisters' quest to earn the love of the same guy quite beyond epic proportions.
ねえ早くしてバスケの応援だと思って。
わかったから。そんな顔すんな。
This show explores the typical themes of love, self-discovery, and friendship. The series also has its own way of navigating certain romantic complexities in ways you'd never expect. Not to mention, it's a true slice-of-life rom-com genre with some bits of fan service sprinkled on top. So if you're into romantic comedies as much as I am, then this show is worth a shot. Plus, having two girls that look beautiful is always a great bonus. Number 7, The Demon Sword Master of Excalibur Academy.
どうしてあんなところに閉じ込められていたの？それは怪我はない？
And instead of being in a love triangle with twins, this next guy's surrounded by beautiful girls, and I think he's the luckiest man in the world. Leonis was once a powerful being known as the Undead King. After being defeated in a war, he sealed himself for 1,000 years. But thanks to Risalia Ray Crystalia, he is reborn as a 10-year-old boy with amnesia and finds himself in the future where magical devices replaced sorcery.
ショックで記憶が混乱してるのね。もう大丈夫だからお姉さんが守ってあげる。やめ。
With its multiple mixed themes of isekai, fantasy, and mixing magic with modern technology, it is definitely not everyone's cup of tea. But when it is, it's a great series. The smooth animation, fan service, interesting lore of the world, and the story itself make it one of the most engaging series out there. You might have your doubts because of the way it looks, but I promise you'll be surprised. Number 6, Date Alive 5.
そうか。何言ってんだよ。俺はあの時お前に出会って本当に良かったと思ってるぞ。
If you're looking for something that'll keep you wanting more, then Date Alive 5 is the best choice for you. The story continues with Shidao Itsuka facing more dangerous situations than ever with his continuous involvement with Ratatotskar, and Shidao manages to seal 10 spirits. Isaac Westcott finally decides it's time to kill him and gain the spirit's power for himself.
食事はどうするの？
まだ決めてない。ミオは何か食べたいものあるか？
私はシンが作る料理なら何でも。
This anime is obviously one of the best action, sci-fi, fantasy, romance series out there. With its big improvement in the animation aspect, it is definitely one of the top-tier shows in 2024, along with other big hits. Each character was written like a boss, and expertly developed as the series progressed, making the storyline of the show more engaging for the viewers. Not to mention, with all the action and incredible emotional depth of the show, it's finally making that little weeb heart of yours go beat again. Number 5, Astro Note.
明日の朝ごはん何がいいですか？ミラさんが食べたいもの何でも言ってください。俺がミラさんが食べたいものを作ります。うわっ！
No, I didn't get autocorrected because this show is definitely Astro Note, not Astro Boy. That's because the story is about Takumi, a gifted chef who lands a new job in a boarding house where he meets the captivating caretaker Mira. Suddenly, Takumi's day-to-day life becomes interesting with Mira around, given the fact that Mira is not even human. Astro Note shines the most with its laid-back storytelling and simple delivery. And there's never a boring episode within the show as it focuses on great humor and lovey-dovey moments every step of the way. Adding to that, every character in this series has their own interesting and engaging backstories, making the anime relatable to some degree. That's quite rare for a series to have, especially ones that are included in this list. So what are you waiting for? Check it out now. Number 4, God's Game We Play.
フェイのサイン欲しいかも。
はい？そんなのもらってどうするんだよ？
宝物として保管する。人間の文化ではそうするんでしょ？
いや、
ちょうだい。仲良しの証に。
What do you think happens if gods have too much free time on their hands? Well, think no more, because the plot of God's Game We Play is built entirely on that specific situation. After being bored and having nothing better to do, the gods decided it would be best to challenge the humans in a battle of wits, with the promise of granting the winner of this crazy competition whatever they wish for.
見ての通りさ。
ゲームを始めるんでしょ？だから始めただけのことよ。太陽の花を持っているのは私よ。
Without a doubt, this show will definitely catch your attention with its charismatic and noteworthy characters, world building, and storytelling. With the unforeseen twists and interesting tactics to outsmart one another, you'll never be left unsatisfied with how things play out. Not to mention, all the fan service is also noteworthy. It's not only feeding your degenerate fantasies, but also making your small brain think too. Number 3, chilling in another world with level 2 super cheap powers.
リス、何を？
가로속그 하가 인노치레소아.
The title literally describes the plot, but I'm gonna tell you about it anyway. This story revolves around Bonanza, which is a ridiculous name, by the way, who was summoned to another world as a candidate to become a hero. But after seeing his stats, he was kicked out of the kingdom of Klydor for being too weak. Joke's on them, though, because after slaying one slime, Bonanza ultimately becomes the strongest character in the series.
夫婦なのに。
いや。
ありがとう、あなたたち。行きましょう、旦那様。今すぐに。
Despite its isekai concept and predictable plot, this anime upholds the definition of wholesome romance from start to finish. The show's well-paced, making it a show that's not too lengthy and boring. With its heavy emphasis on romance, it is basically a show meant for the lonely dudes out there who do not promote sexuality. And even though it looks like a basic trash isekai, it's anything but that. Number 2, Mother of Goddess Dormitory.
これぞ姉と弟って感じだよね。キリアさん、ギブ。まだまだ。こんなもんじゃないぞ、コウス君。
Why need need a plot when you have endless amounts of fan service. Am I right? Just kidding. Mother of Goddess Dormitory revolves around Koshi Nagumo, who is a first-year middle school student. After being abandoned by his father, Koshi finds himself homeless. During his lowest point, an awesome door of opportunity opens up for him as he becomes the dorm mother of an all-girls dormitory thanks to Minoru Wachi. From that point on, Koshi's life was flipped upside down.
お姉ちゃんっていうよりお母さん授乳姉ですあ
One thing that sets this show apart from the rest is the sheer amount of fan service it provides. I'm loving every single second of it. This series excels in having artistic designs, attractive and diverse characters. Apart from the ecchi scenes in the series, I will not forget the sheer amount of comedy that goes along with it. The romance is good too because it's just as present as the fan service, so it never gets overpowered. Number 1, Spice and Wolf Merchant meets the Wise Wolf.
狼は丸飲みだからな。
んそりゃほれ頬がないんじゃ悠長に噛み砕けん
What's better than falling in love with a deity? Easy. Fall in love with a wolf deity. Lawrence Kraft lived the average boring life of a traveling merchant until he met Hollow, a stunning wolf deity who wishes to return to her hometown in the north, and thus a love story was gradually born between a traveling merchant and a wolf deity.
拾ってしまった変な娘は北に帰りたいとご所望だ。俺はその度に同伴する契約を結んじまったからな。契約を保護にすることは俺にはできない。
With its amazing world building and storytelling, it's safe to say that this show is at its peak. I mean, the consistency of the animation and lovey-dovey scenes between Lawrence and Hollow is so wholesome that it leaves you wanting for more. With an amazing plot, animation, and some of the best romance in all of anime, it is number 1 in our list of the top 10 new romance anime where older girl falls in love with the younger guy.